Thank you, Maria Antonietta. Thank you all for the participation in this panel that we dedicated to some thematic talks about climate. And the panel is supported by this project, the Project Climate, that is a project funded by the autonomous region of Sardinia. And in this project, a group from University of Cagliari and from NGO RSK2 Senior Pakistan were involved. And here you see the name and the affiliation of all the people. Where we are in Pakistan. We are in the northern areas of Pakistan, where the mountain region are the most important region, the most important mountain in the world, especially for Italian groups, Italian trekkers, because you see that there is the K2 peak that is very important for Italian trekkers, and we work in the Skardu village and in the Gilgit village, and in particular in a very small park. A small park, not very small, a small park that is very interesting because it's a high elevation plateau, the second high elevation, the second plateau in the world. The first is Tibetan plateau, and in this area is an area where there is some interest from the administrations of these northern areas, because it's very important from the touristic, it's a very important area from the touristic point of view. Climate Project was a project. The climate is acronym of citizen life involvement into handmade maps creation for environmental awareness. So this is very important because we tried to involve especially young students in the production of maps, in the production of knowledge and then maps. And the philosophy of the project is in this slide. You can see in this slide. You can see in this slide that there is a mobile in the center here. We have a mobile and app for mobile, and there are some topics: the map production, geodata collection, mobile input, and geodata storing and sharing. So the idea was to develop maps from satellite data, starting from satellite data, to check the maps, to validate the maps, and to improve the knowledge from satellite data with the data collected through mobiles, and to store all the data in a web system. We applied previous experiences that we done in other countries. In other countries means that we try to use a very simple tool that is mobile to collect data. All people have a mobile, all people use the mobiles, and young people is very interested, and it's very simple to involve people to collect data through mobiles. So we try to train this student using satellite data as the principal base of information, to improve satellite data with local knowledge. And in these activities, we involved students, but citizens too. Not only to collect information about maps, but collect information about, as this example, as water quality. The results can be used to validate, and updating the maps can be used. The first step was to develop the app and to train local people. Here you see the last field activities before COVID pandemic phenomena. And here you see that some people, some students, young people, but not only young people. Why not young people? Because some of these people are technicians, are the park management, are the people who work into the park. And some of these people, most of these people, have a very, very deep knowledge of its land, of its field. And for us, to produce useful maps, it's very important to collect the information from these people. So we developed this app. The app is developed for all mobiles, and it can be used in online and offline mode. This is very important because the internet connection is not always available. So it's important to collect data in offline mode, and then when you have an internet network, you can upload all the data. Which kind of information can be collected? The information that can be collected are simple information, very simple information, like nomad. One of the very important information for the park management is to collect and to know how many people, how many livestock is present on the park. So we propose to put some information about nomads as an example. Livestock, water quality. If you see this this information, you see that the information are very techniques. So it's not a simple information that you can collect from that we think that a citizen can collect it, but we put this information because some students was very, very interested in water quality, and water quality is the base. The water is the base for all the villages, and it's very important to know the quality of the water and to store this information, not only to know, not only to collect samples of water, but to store the quality analysis. And in the center, you see the land cover. Land cover, why? Because the land cover product, land cover map, is the simplest map that can be produced from satellite data, and it's a very, very good, nice way to discuss with the local people, because local people recognize immediately the forest, grassland or urban area. So it's very simple for the people to analyze the map and to recognize the different classes that are in the area. This is the area of the Dessì National Park, and you see in the center in red that there is the main road, the main road of this area, and in different green color the vegetation. There is no forest cover on this plateau. We are for 4,000 meters of elevation, but there are a lot of wetlands and small small lakes. And here there is the land cover map of an area that connect. We propose this area as connection between two parks, the Hassa National Park and Central Karakorum National Park, to understand with local people if it's possible to preserve the area between parks, and not only an hard line of delimitation of the park, but an area that can be preserved, used by local people, but preserved. And here you see the field activities, people with their mobiles, they collected information, they take pictures and so on. And in the right image, you see a satellite image, a map of satellite image, a printed satellite image, and the technician of the park that can recognize simply their position and all the information. We perform a land cover validation, so we perform a land cover validation in the field, collecting data and visualizing the land cover maps directly in the mobiles. So that for conclusion, we can say that all these maps, the maps, land cover maps, and the data collected in the field could be used, will be used for supporting the park management. Here you see the position of bears. The Hassa National Park is very well known for the presence of bears. And here, on the basis of the bears' presence, we propose the zoning of the park with the sustainable zone, the core zone, and the wilderness zone. The same for the area, for the corridor area, for the area that connected the two parks, and for the touristic trails and the position of possible campsites. Many campsites are present in the park, but only some sites can be used to preserve the ecosystem. And finally, during this project, we apply a multi-temporal analysis of the parks, of the presence of wetlands and lakes, and we can say that for the first time here in this area, there are some signs of permafrost dynamics connected to climate change, to the change of temperature. And thank you, I finish, and this is the app. The app is available for all.